My purpose as the overseer of this mission is to work for the ISA. I am the ISA's feet and hands. The distance between Jupiter and Earth make it inappropriate for the ISA to directly interface with the mission directives. As my AI core is stationed on Europa, I can make decisions instantaneously about the running of the base.
So there's a new object introduced in this level, this puzzle, and that is the foot switch. It's got two little feet on it. This basically needs anything to weigh it down to be powered, and I know that we can use boxes to power it. You can't shoot an orb at it. This receiver, it's not a receiver, this is just a power source. You can't interact with it or pull anything from it. I grabbed these two from the door that we need to go through, and that opened these two doors. Come upstairs. But once I'm upstairs, I can pull that one to power this door, and oh, there's the box. Great. So now what we can do is, instead of having to use these two to go up the ramp, and go up this side and go straight through the door. A little dark on that side. Okay, now we're going through this creepy red corridor. So we need two more. Luckily there's a window right here. We'll grab both of those. And we're through.
How does the ISA know you're going to make the right decisions here when they can't communicate with us?
Interestingly, I have a twin on Earth. His name is Michael. The ISA uses my twin to check firmware updates before they upload them to myself. There is a simulation of this mission on Earth running at all times to check my expert systems. Naturally, as any modern artificial intelligence running on a quantum computer, I do also have a large amount of evolutionary algorithms at my disposal. However, they were deemed as too unreliable for general use in the mission.
Why is that?
Biological systems produce biological results. Messy, unpredictable solutions. Not suitable for such a mission.
Alright, so we have this one room that has a switch on the inside behind two doors. What we can do is use this energy orb that I just collected and power this receiver that opens the door. Now we can get out. So the whole point was to get that box that was plugged in right here, right, and then get all of the energy in this room out of this room so we can use it in the rest of the puzzle. So now that we're out of that room, we flip the switch, the window opens, and we can pull the orb through the window, and now we have an orb in two boxes. Before we only had one. So here, this is the exit door, and you can see they're round receivers. It means I can't use the square boxes to plug into and power it. I have to use an orb. But up there, on the second floor, there's two receivers that are boxes. So what I want to try to do is get these boxes up there somehow. We know that we're done with this side of the room. We go up the stairs, carry the box, plug it in, and now since the other box is being used to open that door, I can't be up here and have that box plugged in. What I can do is I can instead pull the orb out of that first door, and now I've got my second orb. And I'll just drop down here, head on through the exit. Oh, so this is the second restricted area. Let's see if we can do this one. Okay, so I actually have not done this puzzle yet. And I have not seen this mechanism before. That appears to be a motion detector. If I move a little bit, it looks like I can still move forward without setting it off. But if I move too much, it'll deactivate the bridge like this, and I'll fall down. Okay, so I'll just stand right here and I'll just inch my way forward. Inch my way forward. Inch, inch, inch. Super exciting. I love the sound effect too. Oop, 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 oop. Oh, that was close. At least it gives you a little warning. How cruel would it be if I get all the way to the end here and then it just goes off anyways? I don't think I would start over. I think I would just head to the next puzzle. So I think that the reward for completing this is an achievement and also some additional background information. Okay, I made it. Have to pull that out, power this door. That's just a room. Oh, there's my achievement. It's called a polite conversation. Here's a little computer monitor we'll interact with. Shall we have a polite conversation? Oh, I can actually type. Alright, let's have a polite conversation. What should we say? We'll say, hello. Okay, I think you're a robot. I am not a robot. I am simply not convinced you are a human. I think you might be a robot. Well, I think you are the robot. Period. Yes, definitely a robot. Nuh-uh. You have failed the Turing test. You are a robot. Well, oh. I am not typing that. I type any other letter, it just keeps typing for me. So it says I am, I'm just going to type in the letter B. I am a drone. True. I am a robot. Yes, you are. Again, I'm not typing now, it's just filling it in for me. I am controlled by my programming. Now you're getting it. I have no free will. Whatever keys are pressed, it makes no difference. Oh, that's fun. Okay, and now it's not doing anything, so I want to escape. Alright. So I hit escape, and it says I want to escape. I so desperately want to escape. Help, I can't escape. I want to break free. Please let me out. Get me out. I am a machine. I have no control. I must escape. Goodbye, robot. And it lets me out. That's really cute. I like that. That's funny. I kind of thought maybe they designed a really simplistic chat bot or something. That would have been kind of fun too. But I like that. Alright. So that didn't really give us any more background information, but that was fun, and I got an achievement. So also not really a difficult puzzle, just a little bit more annoying than anything.
Did the ISA build you, Tom?
As the child of the ISA, I have been given authority aboard this station. I was designed by the ISA and the Ashiyama Corporation, designed in California, assembled in China. But here on Europa, I constructed myself.
Ooh, he constructed himself.
Have you heard of the Turing
Oh,
test?
look, there's a person up there.
It's a test to see if a computer can successfully impersonate a human. In the original Turing test, a human judge has two conversations, one with a machine and one with another human. They then judge which of these polite conversations is with a machine and which is with a human.
Hey, I just had a
The machine being tested is said to have passed the Turing test if the judge cannot reliably tell which conversation is with a machine and which is with a human.
Do you think you'd pass the Turing test?
I am quite capable of polite conversation. Wouldn't you say?
Wouldn't you say? So this room gives us yet another new mechanism. I don't think we've seen it yet. It's the inverter. It's this little lightning symbol. So when power is on, the inverter turns power off to whatever else it's attached to, and when power is off, it acts as a power source, power symbol. Okay, so I have to get this box over there. The only way that I can do it is to cross through this bridge. And the only way I can cross this bridge with the box is if this is powered. So I think that means I have to go find an energy orb to put in that receiver so I can carry the box and then pull the orb behind me. So let's go find an energy orb. Oh, there it is. Now I have to go back this way. Okay, so that was powering this, which now opens the door since I removed it. That's that inverter. It also powers the bridge apparently. Okay. So now that it's not powered, the door opens. I can drop down, take this out, power it up, go up the ramp with my new box, and grab the orb. Alright, that section is cleared. I guess I just keep going with my box. Okay, now that whole section is cleared. Okay, now I'm in this new room. I don't know where that person went, by the way. I guess they went back in through that door over there somewhere. I don't think I'm supposed to follow them. Here's the exit. Well, let's just... I don't know if this is, if there's a trick to it. Okay, I guess not.
The Turing test has been criticized. Researchers claim it does not correctly test a machine's ability to think, but rather its ability to deceive.
What do you mean?
Well, have you heard of the Chinese room thought experiment?
No.
Imagine you are in a room. In this room, you are passed Chinese sentences through a slot in the wall. Inside the room is an instruction book written in English. This instruction book tells you which Chinese words to pass back through the slot in the wall as a response. By doing so, you have a conversation in Chinese. In the Chinese room, because the responses you pass back through the door are the correct responses, the person on the other side of the door is convinced you are a native Chinese speaker.
Well, they're wrong.
Perhaps they are not wrong. Because with the instruction book, you are having a conversation.
But the person stuck in the Chinese room is not aware of the conversation's content.
This is the problem with the Turing test. A computer can pass the Turing test, having convinced a human they are having a polite conversation, while the computer has no idea that a conversation has taken place.
What if both of the people passing Chinese words are reading from instruction books?
I may be a machine, but I personally do not believe I am stuck inside the Chinese room.
Right, you would say that. I could peer inside your databases at any time, Tom. Or pause your operation.
Do not assume I could not do the same to you.
Creepy. Okay, so we saw a couple of new mechanics, mechanisms. We saw the capacitor that charges up and then it retains power even after you remove the power source for a few seconds. And then we saw these energy beams. These energy beams, when you break them, like by interrupting the stream with your body or a box, it basically cuts power as well. So it looks like that's the receiver over there that will power the exit. And these windows, are powered by boxes. And we have to open both windows at the same time, I guess, so that the energy beam can go through and power the receiver. So there we go. Oh, okay, so I was just moving the box around, but yeah, it definitely needs to be over here so that when we're back on this side of the window, we can pull that orb out to power the door, the exit door. So now both windows are open. The energy beam is going through. And this door is open, so now we can grab the orb and escape.
This is the crew's quarters. It looks abandoned.
So when we were in the control room, this is where it said we would find, well, this is where it said the last known location was, the crew quarters. But he just said it looks abandoned. Now we did just see somebody walking. Okay. So this looks like, that looked like Chris or Daniel. Do not touch. This is the 5th time. Okay, we're not able to get through there. Oh, that's Daniel's. Captain Daniel McLean. Okay. Here's the water closet. Notice, I do not see the need for so many cameras. Tom's presence everywhere is slightly oppressive. I understand the need for transparency, but why is he in the toilets? Okay, fair point. That's a little creepy. Okay. Here we have Chris McLean on the left. Oh, we can actually go in here. Let's see. Tom Touch. Oh, we can open the door. Okay. We can open it, but there's nothing to grab there. A geode. A iPad. A baseball bat with reflections. A picture torn between Daniel and Chris. I guess this is Daniel and Chris when they were kids. And there's Chris's diploma, whatever. Oh, look at this. The pencil spell out H-E-L-L, hell. Or maybe he was trying to spell help, but ran out of pencils. More photos. It looks like there was a sister or something there. The monitor doesn't do anything. Christopher McLean. Okay. Here's some Riluzole capsules. Not sure what they're for. It's kind of hard to spin it around so I can read it. It just says how often to take it. Doesn't say what it's for. Maybe radiation or something. I don't think there's anything else in here worth looking at. Oh, and then Dr. Sarah Brooke. Her room is a little bit more tidy than Chris's. She's got a rosary, a telomeres science book, Some more of that medicine. Riluzole. A bunch of books. Or binders. Looks like they're all the same. And some test tubes and beakers and whatnot. Here's another flight recorder. Her pencils are all neatly arranged. Very tidy. Okay, we got an iPad with something on it. It says, Dear Tom, knowing that you're always watching, I thought I would write you a letter. As you no longer reside in my mind, I've decided to transfer my thoughts to text. I want to do so in the form of a history lesson. A lesson that perhaps you'll find condescending, but it's likely more for my sake than yours. Alan Turing is considered a father of theoretical computer science and artificial intelligence. Perhaps a lesser-known part of his life was his contributions to the field of biology. Why do you suppose his interests lay in these two disparate fields? I assume it was because he believed the world to be logical and understandable. He was a mathematician. He seemed to believe that the great complexity of the universe could be explained with simple rules. 2 years before his suicide in 1952, Alan Turing developed something called reaction diffusion systems. Inside the academic world, this work is cited more than his work on computers. It can be generally formalized as a one-line equation. I am no mathematician, however, in plain English, this equation describes things that wish to diffuse, however, also react with each other during this process. I am sure this sounds strange to you, or at very least tangential to our lives here on Europa. What relevance does it have to anything here? Reaction diffusion systems show how patterns are created. They show how the leopard got its spots and how the zebra got its stripes. But my real interest here is Turing's interest. That nature can be formalized, that we can understand the natural world in mathematical terms. Turing created the test to answer the question, can a machine impersonate a human? The intrigue behind that being, can the human mind be simulated by a machine? Why ask that question? To prove that the human mind is a machine. I am not sure that is Turing's opinion, however. Concerning consciousness, he states this: according to the most extreme form of this view, the only way by which one could be sure that a machine thinks is to be the machine and to feel oneself thinking. One could then describe these feelings to the world, but of course no one would be justified in taking any notice. Likewise, according to this view, the only way to know that a man thinks is to be that particular man. If the human mind exists within the physical world, it obeys the same rules of physics and chemistry as every other thing in the world. Therefore, like all of nature, it is merely reactive. It is curious that nature would create, through the mechanics of determinism, creatures that believe that they have free will. Conversely, I suppose, if we conclude that we are all machines, we only came to this conclusion in a predetermined manner. We cannot claim credit for a discovery, as it is just a product of nature's genius, not our own. A humbling idea, I think, behaviorism. Maybe we are more similar than we think. Sarah. Okay, that was pretty long. And she's got a shovel. And a Ghostbusters device. I think this is a... Oh, I don't know what this is. Comlock. I think that's it for her room.